Let's just move on to a particular company now. I'm talking about L&T, which has been a huge laggard. It basically remains some 10% off the March lows, a little over 10% from the March lows, while the rest of the market is come back within 10% of its highs. L&T remains where it was roughly, approximately. From a longer term time frame, you could have bought L&T at about 900 rupees back in 2007. So what, 13 years now, the stock is not really done anything. I mean, it's gone up and come down, but practically there where it was back in 2007. So what is ailing L&T? And we're asking the question essentially also in the backdrop of how well its subsidiaries, listed subsidiaries in the IT space have been doing. So you look at L&T Infotech, you look at L&T Technology Services, you look at Mindtree. I mean, so you got it's got holdings in 3 IT companies, and they've done phenomenally well. Some believe that if you add the value of all these 3 IT companies in L&T proportionate to its holdings, the underlying engineering and construction business of L&T is available at a very, very cheap value. So why doesn't the market recognize that? That's the question. Ranjit Sivaram of ICICI Securities and Renu Baid, the Vice President Research of IIFL Institutional Equities, are now joining us to try and answer that question. Thanks very much. Good to have both of you here. Renu, let me lay the background for the discussion. So let me ask you, why isn't the market recognizing the value?
Hi, morning. I would say market isn't recognizing the true value here because at least the way L&T, the core business, is looked at, it is a proxy to India capex investments. And post the pandemic, in fact, pre the pandemic itself, we have started seeing some headwinds in terms of investment momentum in the infra space. And pandemic has helped no way to actually accelerate that. So to that extent, the headwinds on the project awards continue, and till the time people have come forward that the investments in the infrastructure and the capex is back in limelight, it would be difficult to see that kind of re-rating coming back for the company. And secondly, there have been a bit of issues and uncertainties on the capital allocation by the company, where proceeds from the sale of the high ROE businesses are at this point of time in limbo. But one has to see to what extent they would be utilized for the other non-core assets of businesses. So there is a bit of uncertainty whether the company will use that to share it back with the shareholders or infuse it into low ROE businesses. And at the same time, the macro headwinds do not provide that kind of favorable environment for the kind of EPC business in which L&T is to re-rate that.
Will the contribution from its IT subsidiaries then, I mean, anything IT is through the roof, Renu, and it's got 3 of them, right?
Exactly.
I mean, if you combine Mindtree, L&T, Infotech, L&T Technology Services, basically you end up with the 5th largest IT company in the country. I don't know if at some point that will happen,
agree
but
with that.
There is value attributable to L&T. Will the market recognize that? Yes, go on.
I think the market will recognize, but one also has to see today, if one has to play on the cyclical names, there is real no compulsion to play on L&T today, as if we don't see those macro tailwinds. At the same time, if one has to play on the IT services or digitalization, one can directly play through listed entities. So the embedded value which is there in the conglomerate is getting significantly higher discount than what investors or analysts have been anticipating. So usually we give a 20% discount to the value of the listed entities. And if we see over the last fortnight, the IT companies have done very well. But vis-a-vis that, if we see L&T stock has not even moved in the same quantum, which essentially implies that market is not giving the same value of the IT entities or the businesses to the L&T, which is a conglomerate holding company. And if you see globally also, a lot of the conglomerates which have been there, they have been receiving significant discount in terms of valuations. So I would say, yes, there is value on table. It's probably also a matter of time where we see those catalysts coming across and the sector preferences in terms of investments change. So to that extent, as in the near term, we don't see any key catalyst or triggers for the stock to really drive that kind of momentum. Most of the concerns are priced in. It's just a matter of whether investors really want to allocate the capital incrementally, aggressively on the capex or the investment side, or it would be still a bit more back-ended. So near term, there are headwinds, but At this price of value, if you see, the core business is trading at close to 8.5 times FY22 earnings, which definitely is even cheaper than most of the other mid-cap EPC companies which are operating in this space. So definitely there is value, but it's a matter of time when market recognizes it.
Okay, fair enough. Renu, interesting points. Ranjit, coming to you. X of the IT business and the valuations that you would ascribe to L&T on account of that, purely for the core business, is the only reason to play an L&T is the TINA factor? There is no other alternative to play India's cyclical upturn, or do you actually see their core business improving?
Yeah, hi, good morning. What we see in addition to what we had already discussed is that L&T also is a key beneficiary from Middle East geography in terms of the hydrocarbon and infra related spending happening in that geography. So currently, because of the crude prices where they are and the outlook, there is expectation that those kind of investments might take a slowdown. So that is also in the back of the investor when they are looking at L&T. So not only as a pure play domestic infra story, there is a good amount of businesses which comes from the Middle East geography. So that is there. And also there used to be a lot of hand holding in terms of the working capital from the L&T finance. But currently we have seen that the support to the suppliers is largely done through L&T's balance sheet. So in that aspect, the working capital is getting a bit stretched last 2 quarters. So that is also something to worry about, looking at the overall core ROE factor of the standalone and the X services segment. So these are some of the issues which is in the mind of the investor when they look at L&T X, the services portion of the business, because if they want to play the services, they can always play through the listed entity rather than buying L&T.
So there is no, so on the services business, there is no case for the holding company discount, which is attributed to L&T on account of its investments in IT companies to narrow. Is there a case for that which could then push up the valuation of L&T?
Look, the reason for somebody to look at L&T would be to as a play of the domestic infra capex. So if somebody wants to play on the services or the IT portion of the business, they might as well buy it directly, take an exposure by buying L&T in Infotech or L&T Technologies directly. So that is one of the reasons we believe that this argument of the services business till the market cap as a significant portion of the overall market cap of L&T is higher, close to around 40% of the L&T's market cap is now coming from the services. Still the market is not giving it a positive turn because they are worried about the working capital and the overall order intake outlook, both from the Middle East and from the domestic geography, at least for the near term.
Ranjit, Renu, thank you very much for joining in. So this is the reason why investors perhaps are pushing down the valuation of L&T. The stock, as Prashant said, is very close to its 2007 levels, and this is despite the core valuation, the core EPC business of L&T trading at valuations we've not seen in a very long time. According to Morgan Stanley, at 0.4 times, it's at the lowest historical levels, and as Renu pointed out, at 8.5 times price to earnings, it's cheaper than many of the mid-cap infrastructure companies as well. And we're talking about L&T, which is the largest Indian infrastructure play. We'll slip into a very short break, but on